Hi again. I've been turning this little vase this week. I say little, I mean it's quite a chubby little thing, a stubby vase. Not very tall but quite wide. Certainly won't fall over in a hurry. Quite enjoyed the hollowing. It's nicely hollowed all the way through and all the way through the shape at the bottom there. And that's made me use my Sorby hollowing tool a lot more than I've ever done before. It was quite an experience. It was like riding a Bronco at one point, getting used to the angles that the tool needs to be held at to get around the corners and to control the aggression of it. Was fun. It was a nice new experience. I'd like to take my time before I progress to any deep hollowing. I think this is enough for now. Piece of wood is a piece of ash. It had a branch coming out on the side here, and as you can see it split through the branch, but I could live with that. I could have filled it, I could have glued it, I could have done all sorts of bits and pieces with it, perhaps even using some of the coffee filler that I've done other videos about, but I chose to leave it, just see what it does quite naturally. Unfortunately as well, I found there's a few cracks on the bottom. This was from a log at the end of the day, and I was just trying to save what wood I could from it, so there's just a little bit of checking there, but again alongside this one it's fine. Lovely grain in the ash, a little bit of bark left in there as well, but I love the grain, I love the finish. I've enjoyed the turning. I hope you enjoy the video, and please let me know if you do. I enjoy to read your comments, and as you'll know by now, I do respond to every single comment that you leave. Please feel free to join in. So there we go, one ash stumpy vase. I've got a nickname for it and you'll see it at the end, but thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in, and I hope you come back again. A fairly gnarly piece of ash, just a piece of branch. I'm just going to have a little turn of a hollow form vessel, or vase maybe. I don't know where to lead. The branch is already cracking. There's a knot in the side which could have a nice feature in there, but we'll turn away, see what we can get, see what we have to lose, and see where we go with it. So I'm going to mount it up between centres, and then I'll start to rough it down. Going to mark the first drawer, number 1. So if I need to take it out and put it back. It's quite a hefty crack running through the end here, and it goes quite a way down. So the first thing I'm going to do is just turn a bit away at the end here, see how deep this goes. I may have to come right back to here and straighten up and start with a smaller vessel, but we'll just dig away at it a bit first and see what it's like. I'm going to use forcing a bit and take out some of the weight from the centre. I don't have a long enough bit to do the whole length, but I can take a few inches out, which will save a bit of turning. Just using the Sorby shear scraper, just to clean up where I use the carbide tool in here. You see this knot in here. Might cause me a few problems. For the time being I'm going to leave it, but I may have to glue it later, I'm not sure. Leave it as a feature. I've switched to the Sorby hollowing tip now. We've changed this from the scraper tip to the hollower. It's eating away at the neck. Don't know whether you can see right into the bottom there or not, but judging this depth, very wet, nearly went through the bottom with the scraper. Getting that carried away with how well it was working, I nearly went through. Time now to start coming round the corner. I'll change the angle here and see if we can fill the side, take the sides out a bit. I'm getting down to just a few millimetres in it, and I can hear it there, but I've a lot of weight in other places. Problem is that corner seems to be the place that I'm cutting all the time, and I'm struggling to find the right combination of angles and depth to hollow out the base. I've come right round already, but I'd like to go a lot more. Once you get the tool in the right place, it cuts like a demon. But finding the angles, the correct angle here, the angle of attack, it seems to be an art form that I haven't learnt yet, or not consistently. Because you're primarily working blind inside the hole and being inexperienced, I've marked 2 spots. I don't know if you can see them there. I've marked 2 spots on the shaft which are the area I want to work between. I judged it first whilst it wasn't running, marked the spots, and then I can work just between those 2 marks, which should be taking away an area just here. When you get it just right, the cut feels beautiful. It just goes through it like butter. Get it wrong and it wants to take your arm off. Like that. I'm going to start attacking this top return here. I wanted to leave that as long as possible because as I'm working inside I'm battering this, and I thought by leaving this longer before I take this out obviously would give some protection, but I think if I remove some of that now it will give me a better angle of attack to get down to the bottom, so I'm just going to go for it. I'm just working away at the inside of the neck here with a heavy scraper. There's a ridge line, obviously where I've come up with a hollowing tool and then down with a hollowing tool. I've ended up with a ridge. I'm just trying to work that free. Ah, that's the catch I didn't want. I have a love-hate relationship with this scraper. I've just finished sanding up to 400 grit at the moment, and in a second I'm going to seal this before I carry on to a few more grits. Before I do that I'm just going to give it a wipe down with meths, spirits, just clear some of the remaining dust from the sanding. And next I'll just seal this up, use cellulose sanding sealer, and then I'll continue sanding. I can just reach the bottom there just to get that bit of sealant in. And now I'll go back to sanding. Sand at 400 grit again, and then up to probably just 600 for this piece. Now the sanding's finished. As usual, I've had a hoover up around the shop. I'll have a coat of wax. Plenty of it on here, let it soak in. Right inside as well. .750 RPM at the moment. With it moving at this speed, I'm very cautious of how far I put my fingers inside. Move the speed right up now, 1800 RPM. I'm not putting my fingers right inside for this one, I assure you. Just do the edge there. Just 2 fingers on the cloth. If it whips, I'll just be taking out my fingers. It's not going to do me any damage. Next job is to turn this around, turn the tenon off the bottom, and finish the bottom to however it needs to be. As you can see, I found a way to mount the piece back on the lathe as I've turned it around to do the base. I've used a tennis ball in the mouth of the vessel, pushed up into the jaws, just a friction fit into the dovetail jaws, and then held in place with the tailstock. That should be fine. You see, that's at 750 RPM at the moment. That's running absolutely perfectly. I've just turned the base of the vessel away, and sorry, I forgot to turn the camera on, but I've turned it down, just left a small nub in the middle, which will just support it whilst I finish the sanding. Just looking, there are a couple of little check marks here. I was using a log that was partially dried, so you know, you take what you get. I could continue to turn more of the base away, but I'm very short of my tolerances on the inside, so once it's sanded up I'll not feel it. I'll always know it's there, but lessons learned from this. Start with a better piece of wood, maybe. I don't know. So I'm just going to sand up now, leave the nub. When I finish the sanding and a bit of wax in, I'll turn the nub away. I'll just use hand carving tools just to ease away the nub. And we'll just touch that up with a tiny bit of wax in the middle there. There you go, a rather sort of stubby little vase. been quite good fun to turn. Learned a bit more about hollowing and working deep inside there. That's the deepest hollow form I've done so far. It's an odd shape. I'm not certain that I like it. It may be always known as the ugly vase from now on, I think, but it was still fun to turn. Lots of good experience. I hope you've enjoyed watching. If you have, please remember to click the thumbs up at the end, and I hope you'll consider subscribing and come back for future videos. The ugly vase. Thanks for watching.